Hi, my name is Shaylin Hayes, and today I want to talk about why I won't do a no-buy. Now, I know no-buys are really popular right now, especially with the online and YouTube communities. And I understand that for a lot of people, shopping has been a bane. I get that. I understand that a lot of people feel the need to stop shopping because it's taking over their lives and making them emotional. But for me, the way I see it is if I stop shopping, I'm giving shopping a little bit too much power in my life. If I want to go thrifting on a Sunday afternoon and buy a book such as this wonderful poetry book that has 15th, 16th, 17th century poetry, that is not going to ruin my life. I'm not going to obsess over the fact that I did buy it. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to enjoy this book. And if I'm ever sick of this book, I will pass it on. I'm not worried about it. I don't sit around thinking about buying and selling stuff constantly. I used to, I will admit, but I don't anymore because I now think that buying and selling things is just part of our lives. We live in a capitalist economy. There are marketplaces, they exist whether we participate or not. And I think it's very important that we consider our role as buyers and sellers in this marketplace. And I know that for a lot of people, a no-buy sounds like the right option. They want to get away from consumerism. They want to feel more fulfilled in their own lives. They want to spend more time on other things. That's well and great. You can spend time on other things without having a complete no-buy. And I think we should remember that money is a tool. Money does not, or at least should not, have an emotional value outside of the goods and services that it can present. Now, I know that this is not true in reality. We have class struggles. We have people who have too little money that they don't even have to think about buying and selling stuff. They're just thinking about paying their rent and getting food. Those are struggles that exist. They're important. But today we're talking about the people who do have the means to get things and are trying to get less. And that's fine. If you want less things in your life, if you want to be a minimalist, that is fine. But I think preaching this no-buy philosophy can make some people feel like they're not doing enough. If they buy something or if they fall off the wagon, they feel like they've completely failed. But you haven't failed at anything. You just purchased something in the economy. And I do understand how people do want to get away from fast fashion. I try to buy all my clothes thrifted because at least it's been in the marketplace and it's not new consumption. I do know that fast fashion is bad. I am passionately against thrift shops, especially in Bangladesh. I will be doing videos on this in the future. I totally agree that we need a more sustainable world economy, but let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. We still have an economy. Buying and selling isn't inherently evil. At its heart, the marketplace and capitalism are devoid of emotion, and sometimes we see this for the worse, but sometimes we can see this for the better. There are local businesses that you could shop from. You could choose sustainable companies. They exist. And for people who like natural products, they have popped up so much over the years. It used to be so hard to get a good shampoo that was sulfate free. It used to be hard to get lipstick and everything that was naturally made. When I say natural, I just mean that there's less man-made chemicals. And some people do prefer that. But now you can walk into a Walmart and see brands like, what's one that I saw? I saw one the other day that I was just shocked. I don't know, but I'm seeing Jason pop up everywhere. I'm seeing Tom's, like lots of these brands. Pacifica is one I love, and they now sell it at Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. This is great. These are companies that I personally do like, and I'm now seeing them more popularized because people are buying it. Purchasing power is a form of power. Don't let anyone tell you it's not. And the way I see it, in the midst of this pandemic, local businesses are hurting enough. I'm not going to boycott them even if they're selling things that I don't need. Actually, now is the perfect time to go to your local art store and buy art because everybody is struggling. The economy needs spending to survive. When people stop spending, especially during periods of economic downfall, this is how we lead to recessions. I mean, it's usually richer people that hoard their money and poorer people do spend it if the government gives it to them. That's why you see benefits like the CRB, because it stimulates the economy. When you give people who have less money, they're going to go out and spend it, while the rich hold on to it. They put it in safer stock investments. I mean, I'm not an economist. I don't know a lot about this. I have taken some university classes, but not enough. But not spending can be harmful to the environment. Not spending can be harmful to the economy. And during a pandemic, I'm not going to do a no buy because spending helps stimulate the economy whether we like it or not. We live in a capitalist world, and unless that changes, spending is helpful. And I think we need to be realistic that these places that we're shopping from employ people. It pays rent for people. This is a fact. Without commerce, there would be way less jobs. The Industrial Revolution is the reason why a lot of us are living cushy lives and are no longer living in a feudal society. Capitalism has changed the world. It did some horrific things. Don't get me wrong, child slaves, even Bangladesh, what's going on, China using prisoners as workers. These are all very terrible things that I think we should fix. But inherently, just because there's problems, that doesn't mean that the entire system has to go. And I know a lot of no-buy people aren't looking at this from an economic standpoint. They are looking at their own wallets. They want to get out of debt, maybe because they want to buy a house or a car. And those are valuable goals. But I think what's important is not everybody has to do a no-buy. And sometimes people just need to be mindful of their level of consumerism. Maybe instead of going to a big box store or ordering on Amazon, which is blown up through the pandemic, you could take the time to go to a little mom and pop store in your neighborhood. Of course, follow COVID guidelines and all this stuff, but I just want to emphasize that shopping should not bring you grievance. Shopping is okay. Obviously, you shouldn't be shopping in excess to the point you're in debt, but I don't want to spend my life sitting around wondering if I'm a bad person because I bought a book this week, or wondering if my trip to the dollar store is going to break the bank. And I do understand why people are against dollar stores because of cheaply made products, and they might be against those, and that is fine. But because you're against some parts of capitalism, that doesn't mean you have to throw it all away. There are little stores that sell sustainable goods. I know there's one in the city near me, and I go there at times and I buy products that are sustainable, and I obviously like these products. I like to buy spiritual stuff, crystals, and they even sell clothing that's been made in sustainable ways with fair trade. If there's one point I want to make in this video, it's that shopping should not be the center of your life, whether you're doing it or you're not. I'm not going to spend all my life writing lists of things I'm not going to buy. I'm not going to make rigid rules. I'm not going to overthink things. I'm not going to feel like a complete failure if I buy something useless and then have to rehome it, either by selling it or giving it to someone who needs it. Whatever had happened, I forgive myself. I'm human. Life isn't that long. We can each do our own part to fix the things that we disagree with, but I think we need to just forgive ourselves and live and let live. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and whether you're going to shop or not, You find something to do that brings you joy and pleasure. Honestly, I've been struggling with shopping my whole life. What I also struggled with was the income to shop. When I don't have income, I don't shop. But when I have access to money, even credit cards, I rack up debt. Not proud of this, but it's a fact. Not proud of it, but it's a fact. Past September, I started recording my shopping triggers in this journal, which ironically I bought for the purpose of shopping. I guess by definition that's not irony. It's just expected. I watched a lot of shopping videos on YouTube, and a lot of them focus on minimalism, and I'm highly unlikely to ever be a minimalist. As you can see behind me, I have a lot of stuff. I like stuff. Doesn't mean I should keep shopping, but I still like stuff. If something can have flowers on it, I need it. Okay, that's not a great reason to shop. But I think I'm always going to believe that making life prettier is worth it. Decorations, so long as they don't go over the limit, they're worth it. And I have other vices that I should probably focus on too. I'm trying, but I'm in the last term of my degree and I have 3 weeks left, and not the time to pick my battles with my vices. Not the time. Also, I want to apologize for the lighting. It is nighttime, and my camera hates my lamp. First, I want to say what bothers me with a lot of videos on stopping shopping. Now, I think a lot of them are great advice. Don't spend more than you have, obviously. Stop racking up debt and pay it. All these things are well and good, but I think the problem is it often goes into minimalism. And I have no problem with minimalists. I've watched lots of videos, but it's not for me. I hate white walls. As soon as school's over, these terrible walls are going another color. I am a writer. I'm a graphic designer. A web designer. I paint. Everything I do has to be colorful. It has to be bright. It has to be pretty. Like, even this shopping journal, did it have to be floral and pretty? No. Luckily, it was a justified purchase because of the price. That does not justify it. However, pretty things are okay. And I know that a lot of videos do go into this somewhat and say things that bring you joy are okay. But you know what? Not everything necessarily has to bring joy for me to keep it. And I don't mean that in the practical sense, like this cord. Okay, actually this cord does bring me joy because it's pink. See, I have a problem. I go a little extra. Even my pen holder, pink flowers. Oh, the price is still on this. It was from Dollarama in Canada. A huge problem I have is buying cheap stuff I don't need in abundance instead of one really nice piece, which I really want to move into. So instead of spending $15 on, I don't know, 6 little knickknacks that I barely like, I would go to Winners or, I don't know, Marshalls and get something way nicer. I think it's highly unrealistic in a capitalist society to think about shopping as something that you need to quit and get out of your life as a bad behavior. I was addicted to skincare products. You can see back there. Oh my god, I can't point. There. And that's only some of them. This was a recent addiction, but that was fueled by real OCD. Get really obsessed with my skin. Even though my skin is fine. It's stupid, but it is OCD. And I'm not just saying that, I mean the actual disorder. But let me say this. I'm always going to buy skincare. I might buy less. Might buy different stuff to try it. But I might try to filter it down. But I did see it as an investment to try the products that I wanted. Was this justified? I don't know. Honestly, there's no right answers. that choice is up to me, I guess, and my future. But the way I see it, in 30 years, I'm probably not going to care. Okay, this might not be good financial advice. Invest, kids. Put that money in and care about 30 years from now. Do it. I mean, okay. My point is, financial planning needs to account for the fact that you will shop. Sometimes you want things. Sometimes you want the prettier clothes or the clothes that show your image to the world. You might want makeup. And makeup adds up, unfortunately. You don't have to forego nice things to cut down on shopping. But I think the root of the problem is often why we shop. And in this beautiful journal, which I keep showing, I actually wrote down my triggers for shopping, and I want to share them. And I wrote a list. Sorry for the sound of paper. I wrote a list of things I had bought a lot of lately. And maybe you can read it. And I am a spiritual person to some degree. To a huge degree, but I don't want to sound crazy. So these were things I had bought a lot of, and this was of September 25th. Tea, and this was mostly herbal fruit teas. I will admit I did not drink most of them. Makeup, skincare, wax warmers, necklaces for some reason, rings, and I have in brackets a claddagh ring. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm sorry to my Irish ancestors. I have no idea how to pronounce words. Spiritual stones, perfume, which, interesting story, I'm allergic to perfume, so that one was kind of dumb. Craft supplies, which haven't used yet. This goes on to my explanation of why. Halloween decor, and I have in brackets Samhain. Regular decorations, kitchen tools, etc., and food. Food is written here, even though everyone needs food, because I have a tendency to overbuy stupid things, like artisan crackers or stuff we just don't eat, which I'm trying to really stop. So I wrote on the next page, it seems like most of my purchases are about changing myself or trying to feel comfort, peace, or connected. Wanting symbolic jewelry, for example, Celtic, etc., is about feeling connected to the greater picture. Tea, wax warmers, etc., are about finding my peace and tranquility. Decor and home items are about peace and control. I'm seeing a pattern. Skincare is also about control. Makeup and perfume are me wanting to feel normal, pretty, and like things are okay. This comes into play, wanting to feel normal despite my sensory disorders, despite actual allergies to perfumes, which, why am I wearing something that hurts me? It's stupid. I say it's stupid, but I mean more like it's irrational. It's coming from an emotional place instead of rational, and that's fueling improper spending, which leads to debt, which leads to more emotional breakdowns. But I also go on to say that crafting supplies are me seeking a creative release and escape. I feel disconnected, scared, and like I'm out of control. So also the spiritual stuff, feeling like I'm disconnected from the world. And of course, this was written during COVID, so there's no wonder I went off the rules. There's no wonder I went off the rails. But I need to get this under control. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop shopping completely, because that's irrational. I have to buy food. I should buy shampoo and conditioner. I'm gonna want skincare as things run out, if they ever run out. Maybe some days I'm really gonna want a different color nail polish. Might not be a rational reason, but it might make me genuinely feel happy that day. And I just want to throw out the book where people say that you can't get joy from material things. You can. It's okay. It's fine. This little guy was not a rational purchase. I look at him, I cuddle him, he's squishy, and I love him. He's a material item. He has no use in my life. I love him. Maybe it's a her because it's a girl. No, I'm not gonna box him. It's a him. He's so cute. Oh, and to make matters better, he has friends. These little mini ones, which are so cute. Oh, and that's not all that's on my desk. Our little friend, all of us. This is actually an eraser, but there's no way in hell I'm erasing his cute little face. I am an impractical person. I like pretty things. Look around me. I like pink. I also like a lot of other colors. There is nothing inherently wrong with liking the things you have. If you want to stop shopping or reduce it, do it for you. Not because a minimalist has told you so. Not because you feel like a life of clutter and excess makes you a bad person. You don't have to Marie Kondo everything. You're allowed to have clutter. You can have books everywhere. You can... Okay, this is going to be a weird example. You can collect stickers because you like putting them in your planner. Just really love mermaids. Aww. You can do these things. It's okay. It is fine. You do not have to conform. What you do have to do is think about yourself. Think about what makes you happy, what you want in life. Do you want a house that's a pristine Pinterest minimalist cavern? Cool, go for it. That's awesome. I'm happy for you if you do. But this has to be sustainable. You only get one life. You only get one shot. There is no perfect way. There's no perfect way to live. Period. Life just happens. Let it go. Forgive yourself when you're imperfect. If you do have debt, start to work on that. Yes, of course, you have to shop less to get rid of debt. That is a fact. Or you need to make more income. That is not an emotional problem. That is a rational economic problem. In order to spend money, you need to make money. That's how the market system exists. Think about long-term investments, even if you're not making a lot of money now. But think about why you want the things you want. Why do you want financial independence? Do you want a home, which is a material thing you need, but most people can get by in their apartments. Why do you want that home? It fulfills you. Material things are an expression of ourselves. They are creative. They matter. There's a reason why I have artwork on my walls, because it makes me happy. Now, if you want white walls and like one plant and a bland sofa, I don't care. That's your house. Go for it. I think we need to start forgiving ourselves for the life we want to lead. There might be some considerations environmentally or globally that you want to consider. But if you love something material, it's okay. These things were made because we like them. So forgive yourself. But I do want to say this. All things aside, I still want to reduce my debt, increase my income, get to a point where I can buy things I want, and stop buying things I don't need. What I do want to stop is emotional spending based on a place of negative feelings. What I mean is, am I purchasing this item because I am sad inside? That's not good. But am I going out, having fun, shopping? I find a really unique piece that maybe it's ridiculous, maybe I don't need it, but it's a really interesting art piece. Like I found this little figurine sculpture of a sand castle one day, and it's made of actual sand, and I love water. I love the beach. That matters to me. So I bought it. Shopping is not evil. Shopping is not a demon. Forgive yourself for the things you want. Take care of the things you need, such as having enough money for the basics. And at the end of the day, just breathe, take a bath. Don't worry about the perfect image of your home. You don't need a Pinterest home. I mean, I love interior design, but half the time my kitchen is an absolute mess. There are dishes everywhere. If someone came in to take a picture, I would internally scream, "It is hideous." I think I will share more stuff on this in the future about the dumb things I purchase, because I don't want you to get the idea that I'm justifying dumb purchases. I'm only justifying purchases that you do enjoy, and even long term. If you're going out buying shoes every week or every day and then either returning them or never using them, obviously that's not the same as a really cute pair of shoes that are impractical, but you love them. I think this video is just fueled by my distaste for videos that are only one part of a movement. Oftentimes you can't find a shopping video that is not minimalist. I don't want to go all the way and say I'm a materialist, but I like things. I'm an artist. Things are a reflection of my personality. I like the world around me to reflect my creative values. I could never be a minimalist. I get uncomfortable with stark things. I need a little bit of chaos. Like, I've covered walls and paintings, like completely covered them, because I hate blank walls. I can't stand them. And that's okay. And I'm also not trying to attack minimalists. That's okay too. But because it's trendy, a lot of people are trying to simplify their lives and stop shopping or organize, and they're being told one way. And what I'm here to say is, it's okay if you like organizational bins. It's okay if you're not giving up your subscription to 10 magazines. I mean, I don't know why you want them in this day and age, but if you do, I don't care. I just hope we can come to a place where we can start shopping and not shopping for ourselves, not for the idea of what our lives look like. We are not Instagram pages. We are not Pinterest boards. We are living, breathing human beings, and each one of us has a different set of circumstances. And some people love makeup. Some are beauty bloggers. Some love books. Some cannot stand any clutter and want a house that looks like a TV show. And all of these are okay. Thank you for watching. Again, I am so sorry for the lighting. Have a wonderful night, day, weekend, whatever time it is when you watch this.